Are you guys tired of running to Gas Mart over and over to refill your quote unquote automatic setups? Well, today is your lucky day because with this new setup I'm about to show you, that is going to change forever with this brand new. What is going on, y'all? Today I'm going to be showing you guys my fully automated barn setup thanks to the addition of the whitelisting of products as well as the lockers. This setup makes a 6-step meth mix, which sells for $438 a piece. And as you can see, it is fully automated with the employees bringing in deliveries and moving them shelf to shelf to the mixers, this and that. So as you can see, 6 chemistry stations, 6 lab ovens, 6 mixing stations, and a brick press. And then you're going to have tons of extra room back here. So I'm about to give you guys the full price breakdown right when we hop over to a new save, showing you guys the bare bones option as well as, my way of doing it with all the extra storage you could ask for, as well as tons of overflow shelving, just like how the bungalow was. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop right over. We're back, y'all. Check out that watch bling in the sun. So as you can see, barn is almost completely empty. I went up and threw up all these wall lights just to help light it up a little. They're in the extra version. You'll see that in a second. I'm going to give you guys a full price breakdown for the bare bones stuff and set that up first. But I'm also going to show you the price for the extra stuff. We'll just get that out of the way now. So for the bare bones version, you're going to need 13 large storage racks, 2 medium storage racks, 6 chemistry stations, 6 lab ovens, 6 mixing station Mark IIs, 1 brick press, and 10 lockers. Now for my version, you're going to need an additional 28 racks, 2 medium storage racks, and 4 small storage racks, as well as 1 packing station Mark II, and 22 modern wall lamps, which I already went and set up because I don't like to work in the dark. Let's get the pricing for these employees out of the way now. You're going to need 5 chemists that are $2,000 each signing, so that's $10,000 total. And they cost $300 a day, so that's $1,500 for 1 day of labor. And then you're going to have 5 handlers, which totals up to $7,500 with $1,000 per day total. So all the pricing in this video, even when we get to the ingredients and everything, the totals, that's all going to include just 1 day of labor. So just remember, you're going to have to keep feeding them money. No one works for free. All right, so let's jump right in and set up this bare bones version. We're going to start with these lockers. I like to place them back here, having 8 in a row there, and then the last 2 here. Next, we are going to grab all of our utilities, if we want to call them that. We're going to start with chemistry stations. We're going to put 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Just in case you didn't see, it's the same on this side. We're going to place it 1 block in from this wooden post. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to do the same thing with these lab ovens on this side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then just like this, you're going to come over here with the mixing stations and go 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, and 3. And lastly, our brick press is going to drop in right here behind the mixing station. All right. And then all we have left to do is drop down all of our shelves. So we're going to start by placing 6 large shelves here in a ring right between all these wooden poles here. You're going to take another 7 large shelves and you're going to place them down right here, which lines up with the edge of this lab oven here. And then lastly, we're going to have our 2 medium racks, and they are going to go centered between this window. You'll see that's the center line. You're going to go 1 back from this wood stud here. So you're going to have 2 medium racks there. And that's going to be for your brick press to dump the product into. All right, now we're going to set it up my way. I am just a little bit extra, like extra storage and everything, but it is what it is. So we're actually going to start back here in this little area. I like to put a medium shelf here, 1 large shelf next to it, and 1 medium here. I know it's a little off-centered, but it'll do. You're going to line this wall with 2 large shelves and a packing station right here. This is to break down your bricks. You could put jars here, baggies here, product behind it, and then keep your final product here to sell it. While we're over here, we'll jump right on these. Between all of these pillars, we're going to put large racks. So we're going to go 1, 2 here. We're going to go 1, 2 here. We're going to center one right here against this window. We're also going to center one here. Did not mean to click on that. We're going to throw 2 more large racks here. And then while we're over here, I guess we could get our small shelves out of the way. We'll place 1 here behind there just to keep it symmetrical, you know, in line with the wall. 1, 2. We're going to throw another small shelf here next to those large ones. Then the last small shelf is going to come right here. Now for your overflow storage, we're going to throw 2 large racks just like so on either side. And then you're going to take 8 large racks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's going to give you 2 sets of full shelves. You know, for your mix, you're going to have 6 on this side, 6 on that side. And then with these last couple of shelves, we're going to put 1 right here. We're going to put 2 in the middle of this. This is all just extra storage. As I said, this is not needed at all. And then you're going to throw 1 right here. Sorry for the hard cut there. I completely forgot where this last one went. I just tuck it right in here to hold the overflow of product. All right, now that everything is placed down, we can start setting up our routes and getting everything set up to go. All right, so what we're going to do first is set up all of our chemistry stations to make liquid meth the only option. And then we're going to deselect them and reselect them. So this first one here, its destination is going to go to this first one here, corresponding. We're going to go this corner to this corner. That's also going to correspond to the mixing station. So you could just follow that step for all the rest of them. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to get 4 here. Here's number 5. And then number 6 is going to go right into here. Next, we could select all 6 of our lab ovens, set the destination to the second to last shelf. So it's going to come into this one here. All right, now we're on to the mixers. Obviously, you guys know how to do this by now. You're going to set the threshold to 10, destination into the next one next to it. And if you didn't catch it over there, we're starting with this one as mixer number 1. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, ending by the brick press. So here we go. We're just going to set the threshold and connect it to the one next to it. This one's going to come across to here. Threshold here. Threshold here. Threshold. And then this last one's going to go right into the brick press. And then your brick press, its destination is going to be this first medium storage shelf. The second one is just for overflow of bricks, so you can move them to here if you get too full. Or you can move them to any of the other 28 large shelves that I made you guys place down. Alright, so our next step is going to be to whitelist our chemistry stations. We're going to click this little icon right here. Click this button. And then we're going to hit add, and we're going to go to high quality pseudo on this right one. If you start on the right, this is a little tip. You could click the next one without having to hit escape. You're going to click the whitelist button. We're going to go here, add phosphorus, whitelist, and add acid. Now I'm going to do that for all the other ones. I'll cut back just to not waste you guys' time. All right, once all of those are finished, you're going to come on over to these shelves here, not the small shelf, the second one here. We're going to whitelist all of these. The first one is going to be our first ingredient, which is gasoline. I'm just going to do 1 on each shelf. Just know that you have to do all 8 of them just to save time. You're going to come here, whitelist. We're going to have kook as our second ingredient. Third ingredient is going to be whitelisted as Addy. Our fourth ingredient is going to be whitelisted as battery. Fifth ingredient is going to be whitelisted as horse semen. And sixth ingredient is going to be whitelisted as mega bean. Now next, you're going to come over to these shelves here in the ring. Ignore these 2 middle ones and this one. And again, we're going to do our 6-step mix. This first one is going to be gasoline here. Second one is going to be kook. Third one is going to be Addy. Fourth one is going to be Battery. Fifth one is going to be Horse Semen. And sixth one is going to be Mega Bean. Now I'm going to go through and whitelist these shelves completely, and I'll cut back right when that's done. Alright, so now that we're back from whitelisting all the shelves, as you can see, they're all fully whitelisted. I'm not going to show every single one. We can jump into the handlers. Another pro tip is you don't need to whitelist inside of all of your mixers. As long as you have your routes set up correctly and all these shelves whitelisted, it does not matter. You won't be mixing it up. So without further ado, let's jump right into our handlers. We're going to start with the first guy. We're going to assign him a locker. It's going to be the first one. This first guy is going to be the only one with a station. He's going to work the brick press, and then he's going to have full 5 routes. All of these handlers are going to have full 5 routes, so just please pay attention. This is going to get a little bit confusing. All of his routes are going to originate from this loading bay, so we could just stand here with it highlighted and select the starting point to be all of these. And then we'll click on the first one's destination. He's going to be unloading from loading bay 2 into 5 of these chemistry stations. So we're going to select numbers 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go here for number 4 and number 5. We're going to scroll off, come out here and grab our next handler. He's going to get assigned locker number 2. All right, and again, full 5 routes for this guy. His first route is going to be the last one out of loading bay number 2, and that's going to be to our last chemistry station, right here. And then the rest of his 4 routes are going to be originating in loading dock number 1, and they are going to be running to these shelves here. This is what's going to automate the process. So he's going to unload our gasoline into the first shelf, our kook into the second, our Addy into the third, and our batteries into the fourth. And we're going to come out here and grab our third handler, assign him locker number 3, and then we're just going to pick up right where we left off with these routes. Again, another 5. And then his first 2 are going to originate from loading dock number 1. And he's going to have shelves 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to do the horse semen on this shelf and the mega bean on this shelf. And then his next 3 routes are going to be moving from these shelves here to these shelves over here. So he's going to move the gasoline from shelf 1 to gasoline on shelf 2. Well, gasoline 1 to gasoline 2 is what I meant. So the first shelf to the first shelf. And then second shelf is going to be kook. He's going to move that to the second shelf here. And then third shelf is going to go from here to here. That's going to be our Addy. And next we are going to grab our next handler. Again, assign a locker. This is going to be locker number 4. And then full 5 routes. And he's going to start with our batteries. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then here's number 4. Assign batteries to this shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 is going to be horse semen. He's going to go to this shelf with that. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is going to be our mega bean. That's going to be the last one to here. Now with his last 2 routes, they're both going to go into the mixing station, the first one. So his first route is going to come from over here, which is going to be our output of the lab ovens. This is where all of our cooked meth is going to be sitting. So he's going to move that to the first mixing station. This prevents a bottleneck. If if they ran it straight into the mixing station, it would kind of bottleneck from here, and you wouldn't be able to make any more. So having them go to a shelf first really helps. Then his last route is going to be from this gasoline shelf right here into the first mixing station. And then as you see, 5 mixing stations left. You kind of assume our last handler here. I'm going to give him a locker, and he's going to be moving product to all of our mixers. So we'll give him shelf number 5, and we're going to add 5 new routes. He's going to go from shelf number 2 to mixing station number 2, shelf number 3 to mixing station number 3, shelf number 4 to mixing station number 4, shelf number 5 to mixing station number 5, and then shelf number 6 to mixing station number 6. So with this whole process set up, you can order from what is it, Oscar's store here, you can order your acid and phosphorus into loading bay number 2, and that's all going to get dumped into our stations here. And then everything else that you order from Gas Mart Central and West, you could stack up the orders. You just, order however much you want, and they're going to automatically unload it into this first shelf and then move it into the second. You could do it to where they just unload it straight into these shelves, but I like to have extra storage just in case, if the process slows down or if you want to speed it up by restocking yourself, you can handle that. But all right, so starting off with our first chemist here, we're going to assign him a locker. It's going to be this one here, and then our first and last chemist are only going to have 3 stations. So I like to start here on lab oven or chemistry station number 1, assign the corresponding lab oven, and then he's also going to be working the first mixing station. That's going to be it for the first guy. We're going to come over here to our next chemist, assign a locker, go with this one here, and then this one's going to have 4. So we're going to go with this chemistry station here, which is number 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to go 1, 2 here for the lab oven. And then this worker is going to work mixing station number 2 and mixing station number 4. So by alternating the mixing stations and not having them next to each other, it helps speed up the process. I did a test with this on an 8-step mix, and on an 8-step it saves about, I think it was like 4 minutes or so. So I mean, it's just, a little something to save you guys more time, get more product out the door. So now we're going to jump into our next chemist, give him a locker, go with this one back here, and since he's our third one, he's going to work the third lab oven and chemistry station combo, and then he's going to work mixing station number 3 and mixing station number 5. And then we're going to come out here, grab our next handler, again, assign a locker. We're going to go with this one here. This guy is going to work, what do we have left? 3 of these. He's going to work, which one's next? This one here, and then this last mixing station right here. That's it for this guy, only 3. And then our very last chemist is going to be working the remaining chemistry stations and lab ovens. So we're going to start here and come over here. You'll see we have this one here and this one here. We'll come in here. He's going to work this one and this one here. So now with all that done, we could start placing deliveries and stocking this place. All right, we are back, and as you can see, I fully stocked my overflow shelves. This is not part of the necessary total. I'm going to go over all of the price breakdowns for the deliveries and all of your product and mixing, as well as the materials now. I'll have that up on screen. So on the left side, you could see the basic setup cost, which includes 2 full shelves of each product, as well as full chemistry station supplies, and the workers and their daily wages plus the materials to build it. And the same thing is going to be over on that right hand side with a total all-in cost below each of them. And then at the complete bottom of your screen, you're going to see that each brick of this product is going to sell for $8,760, and you're going to have 16 of those bricks off of even just the basic setup. So that's going to yield you a profit of $140,160. That's as long as my math is right, but it doesn't look like a crazy profit margin, especially compared to the 101,000 setup for the loaded setup. But I mean, you'll start raking it in, because you got to remember, some of that stuff, especially the materials, is just a one-time purchase. And then as you see here, the deliveries just showed up. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to deliver and exactly what you need to do. I haven't paid the workers yet, so they're not going to work. So you could see in loading bay 1, you're going to order 40 of each ingredient, because there's only 4 extra slots, just to make sure that they're all going evenly. So you're going to see 2 gasoline, 2 kook, 2 addy, 2 batteries, 2 horse semen, and 2 mega bean. And what you can do, since there's 2 gas marts, you can order the one, and while it's here unloading, you can order a second one and place it so you have them back to back. And then after this one's done unloading, you just reorder and keep going. This is what keeps this farm automatic. Then on this side, you're going to see we order all of our acid and phosphorus here. Now, if you are a high relationship with Shirley Watts, granted I'm on console, so obviously I don't have this unlocked. I have a bunch in the Viper, but you can order this to this bay as well, and the two handlers will fully load your chemistry stations. But this van is going to stay here. So after this initial load of 60 of each ingredient, you're going to order another van with five stacks, so 50 of each, so it'll look like this kind of. And then all you're going to have to do manually, I know I said it's fully automatic. As I said, you can order from Shirley Watts if you're a high enough level, but I usually just drive and meet up with her, and you'll see you can grab 5 stacks of high quality pseudo. These 6 you're going to throw in the chemistry stations to start, but you can actually place things in these delivery vans. You don't need to bring them inside yourself. The handlers will do it for you. So you could just keep making runs and running back with your pseudo. So as you see, all of this is in here now. And then all right, and I just finished paying the last worker. So as you could see, 2 of our handlers are coming over here to this delivery van from Oscar's Hardware, or Oscar's store, whatever you want to call it. They're going to bring the supplies over here to the chemistry stations. As you can see, they're filling it up with acid. And then our other handlers are coming over to this van, and as you see, stuff is missing. They're going to run it right in here and place it on these shelves, which are eventually going to move to those shelves over there. So you can see he just placed another one. She's going to come over and grab it, run it over there, place it there. And then you'll see once the rest of these ingredients get placed and the handlers free up from their tasks, they're going to start throwing it on the mixing stations themselves. And then, as you see, we have more than 6 slots open now, so we could take 6 of our high quality pseudo. And just to prove that this works, because I didn't know about this for the longest time, how you could place things inside of these vans. I'm just going to wait and see, just to show you guys. And they're going to keep coming on over and moving the pseudo and everything. But as you see, everything is getting placed in the correct slot because of the new whitelisting. And all we're missing is the pseudo on all these. And he'll start bringing that over in just a second. There he goes now. And bam, straight from the delivery van. And we even put this product in. We didn't even have to order it. So that's another quick tip, you know. And as you see over here, stuff's going onto these shelves, and it starts to come onto the mixers. So we could start paying our chemists here in a second, start getting them cooking. I just want everything to get fully stocked, so then I could, you know, show you guys the full process, especially the second van of this, because that's another really big part. Because that one's just going to sit here, like I said, with these 5 extra high quality pseudo stacks in there. And then that's whenever they make one batch, they're going to come grab 6 total from here. So that's going to stay there a long time. But these, you do have to keep ordering pretty frequently. All right, enough yapping. I'm probably going to just load these shelves up myself just to save some time and get the chemist started and show you this fully automated process. All right, we are back. I forgot to hit record on that last part, so I went ahead and paid the chemists. And as you can see, they came in and started their work. I do recommend getting to this point with these shelves fully stocked as well before you have the handlers do it, just to prevent bottlenecking when it comes to the mixing. But after that, everything's going to be automatic. And as you can see, the second delivery van has arrived after that first set, which had 6. This one's only going to have 5 stacks of each in here, and I threw these 5 stacks in myself. And as you see, they are coming in and replenishing this. What I was saying, because I'm not gonna lie, I was just talking to myself, thinking I was recording. I'm gonna cut back at each step of the mix so that you guys don't have to sit here for 6 minutes and listen to me fucking yap about nothing. So we'll be right back. Alright, so as you see, these mixes are just about done. And here comes our chemists, just like clockwork. They're gonna come in and move the final product over to the lab ovens. Well, not final product, but you know, same sort of thing. Or they're actually going to cook up another batch first. Look at them being productive. You already know how this works. They're just going to throw it right in the lab ovens, hit start. I don't need to show you that. So I'm actually going to cut back to when they start moving them from the lab ovens to this shelf over here. We'll be right back. Alright, so as you see, these are almost complete here. We're going to let them come in and move them to the shelf. One thing I do like to do is to make 20 meth myself and throw it in this shelf before they do, just to prevent that pesky 10 meth mix that sometimes runs through the system. It all ends up equaling the same, but it just all adds up to, speed. So we're going to throw this in here just to get things kicked off. As you see, one of our handlers is going to come in to move it. They're going to go ahead and break this stuff up, move it onto that shelf. And yeah, another thing is make sure you make one batch of your final product. Doesn't have to be a full batch, it could just be one before you start this mix, just to make sure it's discovered, because if it's not, then it's going to bottleneck your whole thing, because you're going to have to come in just one time, but still you're going to have to click on each mix. So you know how mixing stations work by now if you're watching this video, so I'm going to cut back at each step of the mix just to prove to you that it's working and show you the handlers restocking. But other than that, I'll be right back. Alright, and as you can see right here, that first handler came in and refilled this mixer, so the second handler is going to come to this shelf here, take one of the gasoline and move it to this shelf, so that one's full now. And here comes our other restocking handler to refill the gasoline shelf from the delivery outside. So that's what makes this fully automatic. And then, as I said, I'm going to cut back after each step of this mix, just to show you guys that it works. And then we'll finish with the brick press and we'll be all done. So if you guys want to skip to the end, feel free. But yeah, I'll be back in a second. Alright, as you can see, we got 3 of the mixes done, the 4th one's about to start. Sometimes your chemists do end up getting stuck here. It's mainly just the second one. Don't know why, but if that happens, just come over, hit save, quit the game, and load right back in. It'll fix it. I do recommend, even if you're out selling, to save and quit every now and then. That goes for every build that you make, any automatic or anything with workers, honestly, just to make sure production is flowing. But I'll cut back right when everything's done and we're making a brick. Alright, and then the final mix just finished, so you're going to see this chemist move it from here to the brick press, and then our first handler is going to come on over, make a brick, place it on this shelf. And another side note, you could already see this van, using up the supplies, but still pretty full. And this van here, it's running out of the first few, but that's why we have 2 sets of shelves, to make sure that one stays full at all times. And then the next delivery is going to come right when this one's done. You're going to order another one. And here you can see he's making a brick, and we are almost done. You guys don't got to listen to me yap anymore. Alright, let's just see him move it to that shelf. Alright, and just like that, we have a brick of Aspen Piss. And as you can see in the product menu, where is it? Should have favorited it, Aspen Piss, 274. Using the 1.6 rule, you could sell it for, what was it, $438. So with that, you're going to get crazy profit. And I mean, this thing has some pretty cool effects. I went and bagged some up already. But without further ado, let's get right to this outro, because I know y'all are tired of hearing me yap. Here's the effect, just a little electrocution, kind of foggy, all this kind of shit, whatever. But yeah, same as last time. I would say like and subscribe, but I really don't care. Just stay tuned. I'm gonna be coming back with a Docks warehouse setup for cocaine, and you guys are really gonna enjoy that one. But I hope you guys like this setup. Leave me a comment, that's all I ask. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.